I don't see how anyone can care about Activision Blizzard at this point. I certainly don't. I don't care about any of their newer stuff like Overwatch or Call of Duty or World of Warcraft because I don't play multiplayer, and I'm really glad that I don't. It's kind of insane how there are so many Western game companies that got exposed with all kinds of allegations and all sorts of discriminations or misconducts, and these same game companies are the ones that perpetuate the notion to everyone that they're a very diverse and welcoming space for all sorts of people around the world. Blizzard especially, my lord, this company. I've called out Blizzard many times before, and I think you all need a refresher on their past sins. Remember the whole Blitzchung debacle when they banned a player for saying liberate Hong Kong? I've talked about that way back in the day, and before all of that, there's a whole debacle of them being investigated for securities fraud and other unlawful business practices, and they distract people by saying, hey guys, did you know that Solar 76 is gay? And ever since then, it only gets worse and worse. Activision fires so many employees, and while that's happening, the CEO is being paid an insanely large number of cash. And now, this. Another installment of game companies being terrible to their workers. Everyone has talked about this, and I'm gonna summarize what's going on with the best of my abilities. Some of these are legitimately disturbing, and since this has been brought to court with years of investigation, I am more inclined to believe that a lot of this is possibly true. The lawsuit documents are right down below, you can check it out yourself. I'm just here doing my best to present the necessary information that's in there and share my thoughts on it. Activision Blizzard got sued by the Department of Fair Employment and Housing, or DFEH, an agency in the state of California. The opening paragraph talks about how California is a safe haven workplace in the video game industry, especially to those who don't want to see harassment and want to see more equal employment opportunities. It then talks about how sexism has plagued the male-dominated gaming industry for decades, and the footnote cites a seriously? Feminist critics of video games facing threats in Gamergate campaign. An article on New York Times in 2014. It's Gamergate stuff on the footnotes and other discrimination towards women in gaming stuff. Anyway, the lawsuit focuses on Activision Blizzard because they've been doing some incredibly discriminatory stuff. There are loads of stuff in here, but I'm just gonna read some of them. In paragraph 4 and 31, women and other employees in general are being paid significantly less and disproportionately less. In paragraph 36, some female workers did a much better job than the male workers, but still denied the same opportunities. In paragraph 37, male employees delegate their responsibilities to female employees in favor of playing Call of Duty. In paragraph 39, female managers are discriminated because they can get pregnant and receive negative evaluations despite their health problems. In paragraph 7, complaints were made to people in the higher-ups, including Blizzard's president J. Allen Brack, but those who did make the complaints were subject to retaliation, including but not limited to being deprived of works and projects, being unwillingly transferred to different units, and selected for layoffs. In paragraph 47, former Blizzard executives also sexually harass female employees in plain view of other male employees and only get a slap in the wrist. The guy is so well known to engage in it that his suit is nicknamed Cosby Suit. And the worst of all of them, in paragraph 6 and 48, a female employee committed suicide due to the constant harassment and toxic relationship with a supervisor. Allegedly, at a holiday party before her death, male coworkers were sharing images of her sensitive body parts to everyone. Yeah. It's that bad. To a lot of these allegations, a Blizzard spokesperson has responded. They said that they value diversity and strive to foster a workplace that offers inclusivity for everyone. Right. Anyway, they basically said that the lawsuit is wrong, the DFEH is not cooperative with them, and this entire thing is in no way a reflection to what Blizzard is today. So the company was like this before then. Regardless, this is really not a good look for Activision Blizzard, and not a lot of people are happy about this. Some players of World of Warcraft have been doing in-game protests to combat these issues, and yes, it sounds dumb for them to protest inside Blizzard's own game, but these players already canceled their subscriptions. It's just that they got sub-locked and will spend whatever time in the game that they can to protest. It's even gonna fundraise and donate to charities, so good for them. The problem is, even these people are still undecided on leaving the game. They got so addicted to World of Warcraft because they spent a lot of their time and money on the game, and they feel like they wasted so much time in this. Glad that you're only just now figuring out that World of Warcraft is a waste of time and money. Took you long enough. If everything being said on the documents are true, and it most likely is, what's really insane is that, if you think about it, no one can help these employees from these situations. The employees can't help themselves because they're gonna face severe repercussions from the higher-ups. They also cannot report these incidents to the HR because the HR is practically in bed with the executives. executives. At worst, they'll get sued for defamation or whatever claims that the sleazy corporate lawyers are going to use to make the lives of these small-time developers miserable and to protect the higher-ups from doing whatever they like to people. These developers and employees also can't report them to the game journalists. The game journalists aren't going to report these cases when they're not in court and in public like today, because they might risk getting themselves blacklisted from all sorts of future Activision Blizzard events. There's that time where Activision says that they don't blacklist journalists, but it's still very sus. And since Activision Blizzard is a really big company, the game journalists really can't risk themselves getting blacklisted from them. It's not just a blacklisting. A lot of these game publications rely on paid coverage from game companies like Activision Blizzard to keep their publications afloat. Not to mention, if the claims turned out to be false, they can get sued by the companies themselves. But that's just how I see it as a gamer. And speaking as a gamer, we can't help these game developers either, because let's face it, most of us really do not give a damn about any of the behind the scenes stuff. Oh sure, some of you who listen to this news will say that you do care and you don't want to buy any of Activision Blizzard stuff anytime in the future. In that case, congratulations, you actually have a principle, you actually have a backbone. But I can assure you that you are among the very few gamers on the internet who will actually stick to their words. Here's an example. Genshin Impact. There are new things to complain about in Genshin Impact every week. I've documented all of it in my weekly APB streams, Saturday 7 p.m. Eastern Time, in my new channel and on my Twitch, links down below. There was a movement to boycott and cancel Genshin, but none of the complaints matter because these same people who put on these freaking boycott hashtags went on to play Genshin anyway. What's the point of the backlash? What's the point of the complaints? The gaming industry is filled with consuming drones that will gobble and consume whatever it can get, and even when they know that it all came from horrific and uncomfortable workplaces that work people to death, as I've documented many times in the past, gamers are gonna game and gamers are gonna buy.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next products.
All of these employees that got harassed, they can't seek help from the gamers because most of us only care about the games being produced and how fun it is. If we actually genuinely do care about this sort of stuff, we're gonna stop buying games from these corporations. And by that point, we can actually create a significant change to the industry where these big AAA game publishers are actually bleeding and they actually need to put some work into their stuff to get their customers back. But we can't do that. I think you all remember the Ubisoft debacle, a game company that received loads of discrimination and misconduct allegations, a game company whose meeting is apparently done in strip clubs and they wonder why their female employees feel really uncomfortable with it. That Ubisoft still has its fans, believe it or not, especially fans from the progressive side. They're begging for Ubisoft Senpai to finally give them the Assassin's Creed game that they wanted, with actual focused female protagonists in the mainline series, as if that's gonna solve the current problem that still hasn't been addressed very well. These woke progressives don't actually care about the livelihoods of women in gaming because they only care about pleasing themselves with the games that these corporations chug in every single day. Gamers don't care because these corporations chug in the games that they continuously buy and play all day. The industry is filled with consumers on both sides of the political spectrum who has zero freaking spine and will not stand up to the words that they say. Those who do stand up to the words from both sides of the spectrum are unfortunately the minority on this situation, and they can't do much to change the industry. So what can these developers and employees do to get out of this situation? Honestly, I have no idea. I'm just a gamer. I'm a consumer on this industry. I'm not the one working inside the industry, so I don't know what to do. What can I, as a consumer, do to help these game developers? And if there is something that I can do, and I have done it, will the game journalists and activists who talk about these issues all the time do the same thing and do what they've been preaching to us? The least that I can do as a consumer is to not buy any of the games from big corporations like Activision Blizzard. That's an easy job for me, considering how most of the content I consume from Activision Blizzard are 18+ Overwatch fan-made content. I myself haven't bought a lot of games as of late. I've been mostly doing my browsing on the Tortuga channels and playing older titles that these game publishers are never gonna get any sorts of profits from anyway. I still get my gaming kick, but without the knowledge that I paid money to these greedy, monstrous pricks. But I highly doubt that these gaming publications that report on these issues will do the same thing. If all of the gaming publications agree to stop doing any sorts of coverage on Activision Blizzard games as a way of solidarity and protest against these allegations, I think that should put a very significant dent on their image. But hey, that would mean that these gaming publications have any sorts of integrity, and they don't. These game publications are in the same boat as these publishers. They don't actually want to help women, they just want to make as much money as possible, and they do that by becoming a mouthpiece for these game publishers that they themselves say perpetuate a culture of toxicity and presenting themselves as good, even though they're not, these people claim to care about the minorities, but will stay silent when the minorities are being hurt as long as it makes them money. Shame on you all. Seriously.